You may be surprised to learn that winemaking is an integral player in Indiana's rich agricultural heritage, dating all the way back to 1802. Realizing that both climate and the fertile soil along the Ohio River were perfectly suitable for growing grapes, John James Dufour established the nation's first commercially successful vineyard, long before the rest of the U.S. Today, the Hoosier State produces over 1.25 million gallons of wine annually. Realizing the vision of winemaking as a viable Indiana industry, Purdue University began lending its world-renowned agricultural expertise to a state-created venture, the Indiana Wine Grape Council. This partnership between Purdue University and the burgeoning winemaking industry has resulted in the establishment of dozens of new Indiana wineries that compete internationally with products that have garnered attention and acclaim. At Purdue, the first research vineyards were planted in 1992. Later in 1999, at Purdue's newest research station, Meigs Horticultural Research Facility, new plantings took root.
We have probably 70 different varieties and advanced selections that we are testing here. We'll take the risk and do the trials so that they don't have to. The commercial grower was interested in a variety that they'd never grown before. By the time they've gotten that acre up to production, they've invested about $10,000. We can take that risk.
Amateurs as well as commercial winemakers really appreciate the efforts and leadership that Purdue is providing here. And again, it's small things from solving problems at a winery, improving a wine, making it more valuable. Bruce has one of the most comprehensive grape growing programs here in the Midwest. He's growing dozens of different new varieties in his experimental vineyards. So it's a wonderful opportunity to use the agricultural farms that Purdue has, bring in grapes here, process them in the food science department, make commercial grade wines from them, and let then the growers and winemakers choose which varieties they are going to plant in the future. The Purdue Wine Grape team is really a wonderful example of how the three tiers of a land-grant university, teaching, research, and extension, can come together. So educating both professional people and continuing their education and bringing new people on board to establish wineries, teaching the undergraduate and graduate students here and engaging them in research projects as well. All that combined really has created enormous value for the Indiana wine industry and for the general public in Indiana.
Throughout the year, we get requests from Indiana wineries or even a few from out of state. Hey, I'm looking for a winemaker, or I'm looking for assistant winemaker, or someone to do lab analysis. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're training the students to go out to in the field, to go out to wineries, to be a lab person, to be an assistant winemaker.
Yeah, we had two wonderful examples of Purdue graduates winning major trophies at the Indiana National Wine Competition this year. Starting out here, learning about wine and the principles that are behind the practices that people do out in the vineyards and in the wineries. With it, the passion and the artisan aspects of making wine. That combination of science and art really makes for the best winemakers and very commercially successful winemakers.
The Indiana Wine Grape Council was created to help wineries throughout the state with research in all aspects of grape growing and winemaking, as well as to market and promote their products. The council hosts its signature event, the annual Vintage Indiana Wine and Food Festival, where approximately 10,000 Hoosiers gather to enjoy live music and cooking demonstrations, meet Indiana winemakers, and taste wines that are among the finest in the world. Purdue also hosts the Indy International Wine Competition, where thousands of wines from around the world compete for the honor of being the best of the best. The Indy is recognized as one of the largest competitions in the world. A few seasons ago, the Indiana Wine Grape Council also designated the state's first signature wine, Traminette, a versatile white wine with a fragrant aroma and luscious floral taste. The Traminette vines were bred specifically to thrive in Indiana's unique climate and rich soil.
The Purdue Wine Grape Team is a collaborative effort between the Department of Food Science and the Department of Horticulture here at Purdue University. We're based in the College of Agriculture, and there are 4 of us who work for the industry. We are funded by an excise tax collected on wine sales throughout the state. Here at Purdue, it is our mission to make sure that all of our wineries are successful and thriving across the state. The Indiana National Wine Competition is one of our largest outreach projects that we host here at the university. The Vintage Indiana Wine and Food Festival is also a large outreach project based in Indianapolis, where we invite consumers to attend the festival and learn more about wineries across the state.
Again, that's a wonderful example of land-grant university activity here, true extension activity, real outreach that we're engaging in. And again, that adds value for everybody. It creates agritourism in the state. It creates a reputation again for the agricultural products produced here in Indiana, and so really benefits everybody.
We start out by just making wine. We teach them wine analysis. They learn about pH, titratable acidity, how to analyze SO2, alcohol, malolactic fermentation, and sugar, a few other things as well.
Make no mistake, winemaking is craft, requiring years of experience, training, and an in-depth knowledge of science and chemistry. Through the inspired efforts of the Indiana Wine Grape Council and Purdue University, Indiana's vintners have flourished, creating a unique blend of old favorites and establishing new sensations that delight the palate and add valuable commerce to the state. Now's the time to enjoy Indiana's exceptional wines.